All right, folks, I'm back. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office, North Georgia's only live online morning show, 9:04 in the morning. Here's the way to contact the show right there. And so let's talk about China for a minute. Now, the media, I always talk about how they frame things, and it's absolutely, it angers me, but I can't, we can't just get all upset the way they frame certain things. They call it Donald Trump's war. Okay, his trade war. Donald Trump. Folks, it's not Donald Trump's trade war. It is ours. The American people, the American farmer, we are all in this together. Okay? Number 14. The cost of Trump's tariffs has fallen entirely on the U.S. businesses and households, says Goldman Sachs. Now, why is that headline and why is MSNBC running that, right? It's to separate. They love to separate. We are never in anything together as a nation, And let me say this, when you're going to call a war, you call a war. When we went to World War II as a nation, we went together. We were all together. We did not have media trying to separate us. But you see, this right here, and if you watch all the headlines today, I don't care where you get your headlines, nobody will say we're in this together. Nobody will say if you're in grade school, if you're a college student, if your parents out there to work, no matter who you are, if you're a farmer in the Midwest, we're with you. Nobody will say in the media, this is a unifying moment, is what it should be, and we're in it together. And that we understand what China has done to this country just in the past 25 years. We'll just go since Nixon opened China, right? But no, how is the sentence? The cost of Trump's tariffs, he's all on his own out there, has fallen entirely on U.S. businesses and households. Goldman Sachs, further escalation of the trade war could result in a 0.4 hit to GDP if trade tensions instigate a sell-off in the equity market. The growth impact could worsen, said Goldman Sachs. Now, here's the other one they're selling, okay? Number 15, okay? Morgan Stanley, this is MSNBC, all right? Morgan Stanley, more tariffs will lead to U.S. recession, okay? And we understand that. We understand that, okay? Number 16, I just want to show you this. Market meltdown continues amid Trump's trade war with China. Trump's government shutdown. Trump this. Trump that. It's not Trump's trade war. It should be a unifying message from this country to China. You're not stealing our intellectual properties anymore. We know we're the ones. We need to be angry, folks. We're the ones that bailed out General Motors. We're the taxpayers that gave GM the money. And GM went to China and is cranking out 150,000 cars a year in China after we bailed. We're angry, folks. We're America, and we're not going to take it anymore. We're not the world's piggy bank. You're not just going to step on our back and sell your products on our shelves at ridiculously low prices because you just dump raw materials in this country and nobody's kept an eye on it or paid attention to it until Donald J. Trump. Trade war with China intensifies there, okay? And let me see if I got anything else on the trade war before we go any further. Okay, so let's stay there for a minute, Josh. And let me say this, okay? Who remembers, okay? Who remembers this little thing? What was it? TPP, okay? Who remembers the Trans-Pacific Partnership, right? Who remembers that Obama administration had us fast-tracked onto the Trans-Pacific Partnership, right? Who remembers that China was going to get the green light and a free ride to the Trans-Pacific Partnership? China demanded to be in the Trans-Pacific Partnership. Remember that? Who was smart enough, no matter what they say, to pull us out of the TPP? Donald J. Trump was smart enough to pull us out of the Trans-Pacific Partnership, right? When he did, he gave China a chance to renegotiate with this country. And you know what? China's not taking that opportunity. What about Singapore, New Zealand, Chile, Australia, Peru, Vietnam, Malaysia, Mexico, Japan? Do you know how many countries, Vietnam, Cambodia, do you know how many countries are ready to take the deal? Do you know how many countries are ready to strike an enormous trade deal directly with our country? Do you know how many countries are ready to say, hey, move your plant from China here? Now, Donald J. Trump has gone into the office, in my opinion, and he's got the best of the best, okay, surrounding him. And when he got the best of the best that surrounded him, he asked them everything. He said, show me every possible thing that could happen here. All right? Now, the media would like you to believe that Trump messed up. He overshot his skis, what I hear. He doesn't know how to come back from this. The media said the only reason he said he's going to meet with President Xi of China at the G20 here in June was to calm down the markets. I'm telling you right now, Lighthouser, is that his name, Lighthouser? Mnuchin, Larry Kudlow, the list goes on. They have done all the math. They have looked at all the options, and they know that the only way to put the brakes on China is just to stand firm and say, until you come to the table. Because you're getting ready to see the stock market kick back up. It might not be today. It might be in 3 weeks. But as soon as a deal is done in Vietnam, as soon as the deal is done in Cambodia, as soon as some new deals are done, and the outlook is so positive, and as soon as some of the economic indicators in this country that say, hey, we're not hurt by China, stock market's going to go back up. You got to stay in this with the president. You can't get weak-kneed now. Remember, I'm going to say it's been almost 2 years ago when he started talking about China. And we were at Sycamore Crossing one Friday morning, and I asked Bruce from the All-Star panel, and we talked about would the American people have the courage to stick with Donald Trump, okay? When he started doing these new trade deals with China and tariffs. And we talked about, would the American people be able to stick with him? Folks, go to the store. If it says made in China, put it back on the shelf. I put that out yesterday on social media. I just wanted to see a handful of people, okay, what they would say. Somebody said, everything's made in China, all right? Hey, I think that's a pretty good answer if you're saying everything's made in China. Maybe businesses may come home. Maybe some manufacturers may come back here. Why? Because if you make, wait a minute, all right? We're not going to get so deep in China because, you know, I don't understand all the foreign markets, okay? I can just, some things I just don't get, all right? But think of it like this. Our factories went over to China to produce goods to send them back here for free. Absolutely. Now, countries all around the world, we got to wake up, America. Countries all around the world have been soaking us on our products. We have talked about what it costs to get a General Motors car into Germany, in the EU. We have talked about what it costs to get our products into Japan. We have talked about what it costs to get our products in China. Our manufacturers never stood a chance. So between our tax structure here, you can get mad at the president all you want, but between our corporate tax structure in this country and what it costs to manufacture with regulations and what it costs to try to get it into a foreign country, it was cheaper for them to go somewhere else and build their factory and send it back here for free. They evaded corporate tax, they evaded regulation, and they did not have to worry about what it costs to get into this country with the product. Maybe now our corporate tax rate is advantageous for them to take interest in being here. Maybe our regulations have been cut to the point to where it is to their, hey, maybe they can turn a profit and manufacture in this country. And maybe it's cheaper to send somewhere else than to send it in. I don't know. I'm just thinking. But we've got to stand behind the President of the United States. And if you go somewhere and everything is made in China, then what you need to do is not complain, okay? And what you need to do is not say, well, every piece of this product here or everything in this area is made in China. What you need to do is have a wake-up call and say, hey, we need to do something about this. So we need to stand behind the President of the United States. Don't forget the TPP, the Trans-Pacific Partnership, what it was going to do. Don't think for 1 minute that this guy wasn't brilliant enough to work that whole Asian market to the point that they're going to make a deal. They're going to know better than to steal our intellectual property. They're going to know better to screw us any longer. We're not the world's piggy bank. And my God, if the media could just look at China, the espionage, the theft, the hacking, the dirty tricks that China pulls on this country, and, you know, put that over the top of Russia and stop with the 24/7 Russia. We've got a lot more to look at. So President Trump, we understand soybeans are tanking. We understand that right now this is a little bit of a struggle. I'm behind you 100%. The country's behind you. We are in this war together. This is our time to get things straight where China's concerned. Don't back down. I'm your host, BKP. We'll take a brief break. We'll be back right after these messages.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in LJ, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on-site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
Ace is your helpful place for paint and home goods, tools, outdoor living, and lawn equipment. But did you know Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is a little bit more? We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next hunting trip. We have Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs from cabinets to artwork. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge, we have your new house in stock.
It's always Truck Month at Days Chevrolet in Jasper, and that means maximum discounts no other dealer can touch, like over $11,000 off new Silverado crew cabs, or save over $5,500 off new